haven't quite looked at the mileage yet, but my guess is we're about 3/4 of a mile to a mile into segment 10 of the Mountains to Sea Trail. It's actually kind of nice. You can tell the trail is pretty well traveled. It's been raining in the area for a couple of days, so the fact that there are no leaves, no underbrush or anything like that around the trail makes the trail actually kind of slick with mud. Not even an hour into the trip and I've already had a couple of slip and slides, so turning into so far a pretty good trip. Good way to start off first trip of the 2019 camping. So one of the, this trip kind of evolved. It's originally not going to be a solo trip, but life happens and that's okay. But we had originally planned this trip because we wanted to stay closer to home, not have to travel so much in case we had to come back early. And it wouldn't have been a trip that I would have normally chosen. It reminds me that you don't have to necessarily drive long distances to get out and see the world and get out inside and get fresh air. You don't have to go to some grand national park or plan some extravagant trip, which those are nice, don't get me wrong. This trip is a good reminder that you don't have to go to some exotic place to still have an adventure. Because this trip is definitely an adventure for me. And even though I'm hiking 77 miles, the way that this trip is laid out, I'll never be more than 30 minutes away from my house, which is kind of cool when you think about it. So if you're watching this, I hope that you can get out there and enjoy the green spaces that are near you. Tasty. So I came across this cool little homestead. I imagine whoever lived here, they picked one hell of a spot. See down there, Eno River. You can just imagine sitting on your porch, being able to listen to that. It'd be pretty awesome. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a shout out. I just walked across a little footbridge right back there that was someone's Eagle project back in 2010. I think that's pretty darn awesome. So shout out to David Korist wherever you are, bud. Troop 400. I'm Austin from Troop 263, an Eagle Scout from 2001. So it's always good to see the Boy Scouts out and the results of the Boy Scouts doing good things. So, welcome to Durham County. As my lovely wife calls it, Durham County. So far I've been pretty fortunate going through the Eno River State Park. So walking along the Eno River, it's been pretty picturesque. Haven't seen anybody out yet. Granted, it's a Friday, so I expect to probably see some more people tomorrow. But moving right along. So I'm already starting to notice a bit of a discrepancy as far as mileage goes. So I've got my Garmin that's telling me I've gone 4 miles, but then the MST Trail Guide, which has about as detailed turn-by-turn instructions as you could possibly hope for, says I've gone just over 3. So I don't know who to believe. I like believing my Garmin because that says I've gone farther, but it makes me wonder what the MST folks use for their mileage. I mean, it is what it is. Mileage is kind of secondary to, you know, from point A to point B. I'm gonna get there one way or the other. Just kind of wish I had a more accurate understanding of how far I'd gone. Geek out on that kind of stuff. Especially, I'm supposed to go, again, according to the trail guide, I'm going to 18 miles today. But if I go by my GPS, it's probably going to be more than that. So we'll see. So, I didn't want to say anything earlier because I was afraid I was going to anger the rain gods, but I think the rain gods could read my mind, because I was thinking, man, you know, they call for a 100% chance of rain today, and really it's just kind of been sprinkling a little bit. Well, that's over. It's raining. That's okay. Can't say that it wasn't expected. But we're going to press on, because today's supposed to be the only day that it rains, and then it's supposed to be gorgeous for the rest of the hike. So buck it up and move on. But despite the weather being what it is, it really is pretty out here. It may be for those in the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area, this is definitely a great place to come out. You can either do the section hike, or this lends itself very well to day hikes. But so I highly recommend that if you have the opportunity. But I'm gonna miss it when the trail leaves the Eno, because it sure is nice to have this to look at as we walk by. It's good times. So unfortunately, with any section hike like this, there are portions that are road walking. This segment of the MST is actually the road walking that there is very short. So basically what you're seeing behind me is this section of road walking. That's it. I got about another 50 yards and then I'll be off the road again. We're just pretty much using the bridge here to cross the river. We'll be back in nature momentarily. Kind of reminds you why you do trips like this. Get away from all this hustle and bustle, noise, traffic. So, trail guide says we've gone about 9 miles. Garmin says we've gone about 10.5 miles. Neither here nor there at this point. Just passed under Guess Road and stopped since it's raining. Seemed like a opportune moment to get out of the rain and eat some lunch. So, feeling recharged. Just drizzling now, but just enough to remind you that it's cold and wet. When I stopped for lunch and I took my rain jacket off, boy, after about 5 minutes, I was actually cold. Whereas I was worried at the very beginning, I was worried I was gonna overheat. So, it's just a reminder. It's still cold, still January. But moving right along. Got the Eno to keep me company. Very, very beautiful scenery. And all a stone's throw away from civilization. That's kind of the crazy part. Another Eagle Scout shout out. Just ran across another Eagle Scout project by Jacob Duncan from Troop 39 in Chapel Hill. So Jacob, wherever you are, your Eagle Scout project is being appreciated by a fellow Eagle. I prepared for a lot of things on this trip, but I don't think I was quite prepared for this. This is not fun. There is something deeply dissatisfying about the squish of mud under your boots when you're supposed to be on a nice trail, and instead in the middle of Durham's newest sewer. Oh well. Good old Durham. Nothing's more important than a storm sewer. I am disgusted at today's construction methods, I guess. Maybe it's just hit me harder because I just walked through such a beautiful area, and then, I mean, literally with a flip of a switch, went from that beautiful area to that just, I don't even know how to describe it. Dampened the mood a little bit. Probably also doesn't help that I went up about mid-calf in mud multiple times, so probably dampens the spirits a little bit too. I just figured out the word of the day. It's not rain. It's secondary to rain. Mud. That is the word of the day. because I've had about my fill of muddy trail. I'm about ready for some non-muddy trail. I guess that's part of the experience. I think, shockingly enough, my feet are still dry. That's all because of the amazing people at Vask that make boots. Shout out, Vask. Well, the campsite itself is going to be the most beautiful sight I've seen all day, but this is definitely the second best. Almost there. This has not been the most fun I have ever had camping or hiking. I'm not going to say it was the worst, but it has not been the most fun. I can confidently say that. Still raining. Hasn't stopped raining. Yeah. Nice and dry clothes and some hot food. And then that should probably lift the spirits a little bit. See you in a little bit. Made it to the campsite. Thank you doesn't even really cut it for the folks that apparently this is all put together by volunteers. This is private land that they maintain specifically for section and through hikers of the MST. I felt like Rudy's dad coming up that trail, and you know, it's like Rudy's dad walking into the stadium, and he's like, "This is the most beautiful sight these tired old eyes have ever seen." Because it's been raining pretty much all day, and I was really not looking forward to taking the pack cover off and getting all my stuff wet. And there's a picnic table here, but thank you again. I can't say it enough. I was not expecting anything even remotely close to this. I was at best hoping for a clearing in the woods. So thank you very much. So priorities work for right now. I'm gonna try to get some dry clothes on and warm up because temperature's dropping fast, and get some food in me. And then, quite honestly, I will probably make a judgment call tomorrow on what is going to happen for the rest of this trip, because I did, again, trail guide said roughly 18 miles, and I've got pretty much, if the schedule continues, I've pretty much got that for the rest of the trip every single day, so that I can make it to Falls Lake Dam on time and get back to real life. So we'll see. Right now I'm just going to concentrate on eating and getting warm, and we'll see in a little bit. Alright, so we got some black bar chili here for dinner. I've had Alpine Air before, but not their black bar chili, so kind of looking forward to that. But I think the plan is to eat this, hope it warms me up. Right now I'm wearing all of pretty much all the clothes minus the extra socks that I brought. The temperature says it's only like 50 degrees, or 50 something, 52, but I think with the rain and it just feels so much colder. And then every now and then the wind will whip through here, so some chili. It's a good chili night. And I'm not gonna lie, today's suck factor was pretty high. Those last few miles were a struggle. Filming correctly on one of these trips it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie. Even the footage I got today, I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I guess we'll see.